This is Patrick Baker with Prime of Life Tech. In the previous video, we discussed how to download and install the Zoom app for Apple devices from the App Store. In this video, we'll discuss how to sign into the Zoom app and set the permissions that your phone or your tablet will need to use the microphone and camera, and so that you can participate in video calls. Down at the bottom on the left, you'll see the sign up in blue text. We're going to tap sign up. Now, if you haven't already created a login for yourself with Zoom, you'll need to go in and specify your email address, your first and last name, and when you tap agree to the terms of service, the sign up option at the top right will appear, and then you can sign up using your email address. I'm going to cancel that because I've already done this step. I'm going to go to sign in. Now, I can enter my email address and password, or if I wish, I could use my Google account or my Facebook account to sign into Zoom. In my case, I'm going to use my email address. And I need to get my password from my password manager, so you'll have to bear with me here. There we go. I'm going to tap sign in. Now, Zoom is going to ask us a series of questions, and we basically want to say yes or allow to pretty much all of these. There'll also be some questions that'll come up about using the microphone and the camera, and we'll say okay to those questions. So the first one is, do you want to allow Zoom to send you notifications? We're going to say allow. The next one is, Zoom would like to access your calendar. This is necessary if you want to be able to add Zoom meetings that you create in the Zoom app to your calendar. We're going to go ahead and say okay. The next question is, would you like to use Zoom with Siri? This allows you to use Siri to initiate a Zoom call. I'm going to say okay. Lastly, it's asking me, would you like to save this password in your iCloud keychain? I don't particularly use that app, so I'm going to say not now, but you have that option, and you could say you would tap save password if you want to save your Zoom password to the iCloud keychain. Next question is, do you want to sign in with Touch ID? That's where the app would use the fingerprint reader on your iPhone or your iPad in lieu of a username and password. In my case, I have that Touch ID fingerprint reader. I'm going to say yes. Other folks may have the Face ID, which is the facial recognition feature on the iPhone 10, and it would probably ask you a similar question for that, for using that. I'm going to say yes to this, and I'm done. So now I'm in the Zoom app. The next thing that I need to do is set the permissions that Zoom needs to be able to access the camera and the microphone on my iPad. You'll go through a similar process for your iPhone. You have to do that the first time you run a Zoom meeting, whether you're joining a meeting or you're starting one on your own. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to start a new meeting. I'm going to tap the orange icon that says New Meeting underneath. We're going to accept the options as presented at the top of this screen and say Start a Meeting. So I'm going to tap the blue button. Now the first thing it's asking is, Zoom would like to access the camera. This is necessary for people to be able to see you during a video call. I will say okay. The next question is, Zoom would like to access the microphone. This is necessary for people to hear you on your video calls. After I say okay, the sound on this video is going to shut off temporarily until I end the meeting. So bear with me while I go through this last step and then end my meeting. All right. I ended the meeting by pressing the red End Meeting text at the upper right of the screen when I was in the video call. That concludes this video on how to sign into Zoom and set the permissions needed for the app to use your camera and microphone. If you have any questions, or if you're having difficulty getting Zoom set up, please contact me at primeoflifetech.com. Thank you for watching.